Welcome, everyone. My name is Mruwat. I'm with eXp Realty, and I am very excited to have a special guest with us today, Ms. Margo. And Margo is actually the Senior Vice President of Strategic Partnerships with Clearwater Benefits. Margo, welcome. I'm super, super excited for the content that we're going to be able to share today. I think this is huge for real estate agents, not just with eXp, but also any real estate agent to understand the benefits that we have and really how this can be life-changing, if you will. So thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. It really is life-changing. And what we know is that healthcare is the second most important concern that agents in the US have behind compensation. So this is really a big deal, right? And that's for a lot of reasons. We all know what it's like in the US with healthcare. I don't have to tell you about that. We all know what the stories are.
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's brutal. We can't fix everything, but we have been able to tackle head on several of the biggest problems and hurdles that agents, self-employed people in particular, face. And that's because healthcare is delivered through employer-sponsored plans in our country. So by default, if you're self-employed, you're a 1099, the company that you have your license with, eXp, for example, isn't allowed to bring an employer-sponsored plan to you. You're not an employee. So that puts some constraints on finding solutions for the, 1.5 million agents and other 1099s. And so what we've done is put some pretty smart brains to work on finding a way to deliver high impact, valuable healthcare plans to 1099s without it costing them an arm and a leg. And so in many cases, we save money, but the most important thing we want to do is deliver value because that's what we need. Also, this is really confusing, so confusing. And so what we see is that people need some help with it. Who wants to go to night school to figure out how to enroll in a health insurance plan?
Not me.
Right. I want to show you the 3 things that Clearwater, the partner for eXp, delivering eXp agent healthcare, is designed to do. This is what we are designed to deliver. Our 3 primary goals are to bring lower costs every month. So that's lower premiums wherever possible. Those have just been going up, up, up. We want to reverse that. The second thing we want to do is improve access to doctors, providers, and hospitals. That is a huge problem for all insurance plans. We want to improve that. The third thing we want to do is actually a result that comes from the second thing that we do by reducing the risk of going to out-of-network providers. We lower the risk of out-of-pocket expenses. So for example, there's a teacher here in Austin a few years ago. So he's a teacher, he's 45, he is a marathon runner. Oh yeah, me too. I always see those bumper stickers that say 13 or 26 point, whatever it is. And I just want to put 0 on the back of my car because my knees are not allowing it. At any rate, he was a healthy guy and he was 45 and he had a heart attack because it just happens sometimes out of the blue. And so he was whisked to the hospital. His life was spared, yay. And then the bills started coming in and he thought, what? I have teacher insurance. I have state-sponsored good healthcare insurance. And what had happened was, of course, he got whisked to a not in-network hospital. Oops. You know, what do you do about that? He wasn't even conscious. He wasn't part of the decision-making process. There's not time built into emergencies to have anybody reach out to the insurance company, who are not open 24 hours anyway, to tell you which hospital you can go to. That is a big problem, a flaw in the system. So he had $105,000 in bills, Micah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And I'll tell you, I believe it. My son has scoliosis and trust me, we've paid our fair share in medical bills. So this almost seems like too good to be true. I mean, this is unbelievable, right? This is truly a game changer in the real estate space.
You're right. You're right. And done well, we can save a lot of people a lot of money. And let me show you how we do that. So we have a wide variety of plans. You need a lot of tools in your tool belt to solve these problems. Everybody's different. You just said you've got a child who's got, expensive ongoing medical needs. I don't know that those ever go away. That's just part of life for you. It's every day, right?
Right.
And then other people don't have anything going on and they don't want to pay $5,000 a month for something that they don't need. So we have a wide variety of plan options to help people. And they vary by state. Oh my gosh, states are almost like little countries. They all have different laws and rules and what's allowed and that kind of thing. So Clearwater Benefits is the licensed brokerage. We're licensed in all 50 states. Our consultants are all licensed in all 50 states. And that's important because what if you go back and forth between 2 or 3 or 5 states? What if you want to attract realtors and agents who aren't in your state? We got you. That's a really hard thing to pull off, is to have everybody licensed and the whole company licensed and be aware and educated on what the best plans are. That said, we have 3 categories of plans that really help us deliver the best results. The first is a Clearwater solution. It's really a category of solutions that we've created. We've put together a few different plan components that deliver high value and the broadest access to doctors, the broadest network, and therefore highest reduction in out-of-pocket expenses. We've also got access to traditional major medical because there's some limitations on those Clearwater plans, so they're not a fit for everybody. But we do have access to the best plans out there that are like traditional major medical. Like your plan would need to be one of those because you've got a son who's got ongoing medical needs. But what I want to pause here and say here is, yes, anybody can go onto the exchange and look at plans, but it's hard. And we are experts in this. I'm not an expert in real estate. You are. I wouldn't begin to know what to do to put my house on the market and get the best price. So I would leverage you to do that for me. And what I encourage you to do is leverage us. Agents, leverage us to help you find the best plan, even if it's one of the traditional major medical plans. We've been able to help one couple in Colorado was on a plan on the exchange. They needed to stay on a traditional major medical plan. They didn't like that it was limited and it was very expensive, and they had to drive right past a perfectly good hospital to go to one in network 45 minutes away. Wow. Our consultant, sat down with them, reviewed the options that are on the Colorado exchange, same stuff they're looking at, but we know how to look through it and find the best options and read it, if you will, and understand which ones are going to bring the most value. So our consultant saved the couple in Colorado $600 a month by finding them another plan on the exchange, just knowing how to navigate that thing. And it had the hospital that was right near. So that's available to EXP agents as well. And then finally is the supplemental category. So that's dental, vision, life insurance, critical illness, accident. Those are policies that pay a lump sum. Think Aflac. Very handy. So how are you going to know what the right thing is for you? It's very hard. So what we have is our team of experts. We have resources available. We want to make it as easy and painless as possible, if that is something you can imagine could be associated with health insurance.
Hey, I just have to say that I actually did my consultation last week, and it was going to save us $1,000 a month, which is huge. I do want to ask just a quick question here. Is this for only EXP agents to do the consultation, or can agents who are looking into EXP, and this would be obviously a deciding factor, can they set up a consultation as well?
And they can get a quote and find out what it would cost them, what they could save, if it's a good fit, all of that before they come over. And what I want to share with you is we have videos of agents saying, this was the decision maker for me, which is crazy. So we know it's a big deal to a lot of people. So they do have access to our team, our website. We do webinars. We have a lot of resources available to agents who aren't yet with EXP to find out what they would be looking at, how much they could save, what kind of plan improvement they could get. So it's really helpful to be able to do that, get that information ahead of time. And we see it every day. We see it every day. We know what good insurance and savings can do for people's lives every day. So we're very enthusiastic about the EXP model and are very encouraging to people to look deeper and see all the benefits that EXP offers agents.
That's amazing. And that's one of the things for anybody checking out EXP, or you're with EXP already. EXP is much more than just the transaction. And I think that's one of the things that makes it truly is a brokerage for the agent. So I think this is a good, testament to that.
It really is. And I think that we're conditioned in at least Western culture anyway, to think if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Exactly. It is good to be cautious, and we're bombarded with what is the term in real estate? Puffing. Yeah, we're bombarded with exaggerated claims all the time from all this different media. So it's not surprising that we're a little cynical towards that. And what I keep hearing from agents considering EXP and agents already at EXP, that no, it does sound too good to be true, but it actually is true. So, just because
I
it
believe
is
it.
often the case doesn't mean it never is, you know.
Right. Absolutely. No, I believe it. I've been with EXP for 7 years and I still pinch myself every day. So
Hmm.
absolutely. And to be honest, in my consultation that I did last week, which really strikes the conversation for today, I said the same thing. I was like, it is a challenge. And when I look at how much we pay every single year in medical bills for our son, it's a lot. It's a lot. And that is what pushes us forward, but it's certainly not a lot, not a lot of fun to pay it. So
No, it isn't. It's not a lot of fun to have to use it either. A lot of people are curious, well, how does it break down? How do most agents, what do they end up choosing? And about 85% of them choose a Clearwater plan. One of them, about another 10% on a traditional major medical. And by the way, the consultants are really creative about helping solve problems. Like they might put one family member on one plan and the rest on another, which can save the household a lot of money and protect the one that's got major medical needs. So they're really great and creative about how to do that. And about 5% of the time, we'll say, you know what? Looks like you are on the best plan. An example would be if you are retired military and you have TRICARE, don't even make an appointment. We know that's the best plan. Nobody competes with that. That's the best one. If you're on VA, we can do better than that. So our team knows how to look at the questions, do side-by-side comparisons, and help figure out which ones make the most sense. And if you're on the right plan, great. You've just spent a few minutes finding out you're on the right plan. You've got peace of mind. I think that's worth a few minutes. So the average savings are $8,000 a year, which is a crazy number. That's a real number. We see people saving. I mean, I'm actually on one of the Clearwater plans and was before I joined the company. And we actually left retired teacher plan because it was getting worse and worse. Like the story I told you a few minutes ago, that wasn't my husband, but my husband is the retired teacher, and our rates just were doubling every year. It's crazy, and the coverage was getting worse. So we switched 4 years ago and are saving $7,000 a month. $7,000 a month compared to teacher
oh my,
insurance.
wow, that's crazy.
Not a month,
7,000 a month or a year?
a year.
A year.
7,000 a year.
That's
We
still
are
a lot
saving.
though. It's still a lot.
It is, and it's better. I will share with you a personal story, and that is that in March of 2020, I got a cancer diagnosis, and that's never fun. It's especially not fun during a pandemic.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
So yeah, at that point in time, and our plan includes a free second opinion. That second opinion saved my life. My Austin, Texas doctors, who had a good reputation, they recommend they staged the cancer stage 1 and said you need this kind of treatment, BCG treatment. And that would have worked to kill that cancer. It's just that when MD Anderson, who sees thousands more cases, their pathologist and oncologist saw a second super rare form of cancer. I didn't know you could have two in situ.
Really? Wow.
Overachiever, even in cancer, I guess. I don't know. So I got the recommendation. Look, we've got to do radical surgery, chemo, everything, or you won't be here in 12 months. That's a very big difference in diagnosis. So it turns out that diagnoses are often wrong with cancer, or it's just complicated. It's really complicated. So you want to go get a second opinion, no matter what plan you're on, do that, even if you have to pay out of pocket. Because if I hadn't, then I wouldn't be here today. And that is just astounding to me. I'm not a smoker. I'm not a male. I'm not 77. That's the profile of people who get the kind of cancer I get. So you just don't know.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
all of that is to say, so not only did a good plan that allowed me to go to any physician, any hospital I wanted to for the big stuff, not only did that allow me to get the best treatment, but the second opinion allowed me to discover that's what I needed to do. Highly valuable. I don't know how you put a word or a number on that, right?
You
So
can't.
we talk
You
about the
truly can't.
savings, but that, oh,
Wow. I mean, that really is amazing. And we don't, we say we throw these terms around that, it's life changing, it's a game changer, but I think your story, I mean, it's true, it's real, and it's truly a testament to how powerful this is.
right. Because not only did I am I alive, which is clearly the highest priority of the
Yeah.
healthcare plan. I'm healthy, and I didn't have to go bankrupt to pay for the $400,000 in treatment.
Wow.
I'm at 1,500. That's it.
That's amazing. That really is amazing, Margo. So I appreciate you sharing that story because, from this interview today, I'm hoping that we change other lives as well. And, like you said, that others truly look at this and take the time to make a consultation and understand that we're not just throwing numbers around, that these are real life stories. And I think
Yeah.
that's important, and it's worth every bit of this.
Absolutely. You don't ever have that that problem that teacher had, where an EMS driver just takes him to the nearest hospital, probably, and that's never going to be $100,000 bill or a $10,000 bill. It's never going to be a problem because it doesn't matter where you are in the world.
Wow.
So
Oh, the world. So now we're not talking just 50 United States. We're all over the world.
we had an EXP agent come up to us at EXPCon, and we have the video somewhere. We've got it posted somewhere. We just did a quick phone video because he goes, I was in some remote island. I had a stroke. There was no way to take care of me there. They had to life flight me to some other island that had a hospital, and I'm only out my deductible.
Wow.
And walking the earth today. So yes, I don't know of other plans that do this. I really don't. So truly life changing.
One question that I have that I know I'm asked this all the time is obviously the National Association of Realtors has some health benefits as well. So how does this different than what's offered through NAR?
Well, I would encourage people to take a look themselves. But what I hear from agents who have is that it doesn't compare to this, that it's more expensive, fewer benefits. And what we see is that associations behave a lot like governments. They're really large entities that are, it's hard for them to do innovative and new things. And also, now that the ruling came down, the associations can't they can't pool the association members as a way to do group healthcare plans, which is unfortunate, but that's the way it is. They can't really do anything particularly unique. So it is, from what I hear from agents who look at, the NAR options, does not compare at all.
So much easier than I ever thought it would be. I'm now 10 months into the plan and I love it. So it's not just about the premium savings. I'm saving on prescriptions. Everything is just super easy. My pharmacy didn't change. Nothing changed. My coverage is incredible. And yet here I am saving thousands.
Well, Margo, I want to thank you. I mean, this is very, very powerful. And I think really the cool thing about this is it's not just about us, but we're also talking about agent attraction and presenting this to other agents as well, because that's one of the things about this model is, it's almost selfish of me to kind of keep this a secret, right? We need to get this out and be able to change other lives. I think you just mentioned an agent who enrolled and then had an emergency 30 days later. So this truly is life-changing. It's a game changer. If anything, just schedule a consultation and check it out. It's absolutely free from my understanding, right, Margo? Free consultation, even if you're not with EXP yet, but you're considering EXP as a brokerage move. And maybe this is kind of that tipping point, if you will. And I have to be honest, with the numbers that I estimated in my consultation last week, I could almost work at EXP for free based on the savings that I would get on the healthcare side alone. So that was really, really an eye opener for me. Well, thank you so much. I know that you're busy and we really appreciate everything that you've put together with us today. And I truly hope and pray that more real estate agents look at these options, because it really is a challenge, as you mentioned, for those of us that are 1099. So I want to thank you, Margo. Thank you for being transparent with us and sharing your story. I know that's not always easy to do, and we hope that impacts other lives as well.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for having me, Micah.
Thank you.